guy in my panty drawer found a letter that he had wrote me, and he dated it, and it was October 23 of 23.
We're never done growing.
No,
We're never going to
no.
be perfect. Sometimes when we share with people what's triggering us or
they
what's
double down.
bothering us, they sometimes double down, you know?
Right.
And it just says more about them than you. Welcome back to the Got Her Back podcast.
Hi.
Got Her Back Monday.
I love the today.
You got any red flags you want to share with me today about anything?
Well, you know.
No.
No, not really.
Nothing new in your life, Maggie?
You know, just working.
Any rings or anything?
Not yet.
Your nails are cute.
Thanks.
Your nails are cute.
Thanks.
Maddie kind of has something similar-ish, you know? She's got the nails down really good. She's doing all the neighborhood right now, all the nails. So we told her she's going to have to start charging.
Yeah.
Because she's doing gel X, dip, and gel, and
goodness.
designs on every finger. And she's so good.
Oh, my goodness.
And she used to tell me a long time ago that she wanted to do nails. And I was like, girl, first time you got to do feet, you're going to change your mind. And she was like, I'm not doing feet. And then the other day I go up there and she's doing Olivia's feet. And I'm like, oh, you're not going to do feet, hun? She looked at me. So
That's
I'm
funny.
like, yeah, but she's so good at like anything beauty.
Getting so tall.
She's
Oh
so
my God.
tall.
Saw her at the birthday party and I was like, she's
The
getting
other
so
day,
tall.
Olivia was like, they were talking about heights, and Maddie said that she was like 5'5" or something like that. And Olivia was like, what? Because she's like 5'1" or 2, you know? And she goes, you're taller than me? And I was like, yes, she's taller than you. And so I took a picture of them back to back, and she was like, oh my gosh. Like, she was always like smaller than her. It's like she just like had a big growth spurt or something this
like
week.
towering.
She got like her double backs down this week. Like, she's like on fire with like her tumbling right now. And I was like, oh, I can't wait till you're doing sideline cheer in high school, you know, because like we're in such a big, I don't know, our team where we live, like it's like big football. Well, Texas, you know, we're football, Texas football.
Friday Night Lights.
And I'm like, I cannot wait till you're doing sideline cheer. And she's like, Mom, I'm not doing sideline cheer. I'm like, I hate to break it to you,
But you are.
but yes, you are, because I've been waiting. What do you think I've been paying for all this classes and everything for? You're doing sideline cheer.
I don't think you're going to force Maddie to do anything.
She's doing sideline cheer. I'm telling you right now, she's doing. I think she has something different in her head. But I was like, Maddie, everything that you're doing, like those girls are doing in sideline cheer here, because it's like a big deal. They're stunting and they're doing all the things that you're
cheerleading
like.
is so dangerous.
Oh my
Amy
gosh!
Potts,
Right now, I think her fingers broke.
Her daughter just got. She's a senior and she just got her 4th concussion from a stunt.
Oh no!
Because she's a base.
Oh.
Yeah, and so
Well,
they
see,
come down
Maddie
and
is
whack
too.
them in the head.
Maddie is a base too. Yeah.
So you'd think it's like the ones that fall. You know, Kelly in college, she had like scars on both her knees. And I'm like, girl, you blew your knees out from hurtling? She was like, no, girl, cheering from them dropping me.
It's crazy,
And I'm
right? Like
oh
they
my
do some
gosh.
pretty. I'm excited about this year because they're doing like more like stunts, like because she's leveled up now, and so I'm like just kind of excited to see it. But I mean, it is dangerous.
Spencer's in gymnastics and she's got her cartwheel down pretty good.
She's got it down. Tell her to come on over, put her through Maddie boot camp
There you
over
go.
here. So I'm excited about this topic that we're talking about today, and I'll tell you why. I don't know if I shared it with you because I haven't talked to you a whole lot, but I was having like a terrible week like a couple weeks ago, and it was just like one of those weeks. I don't know if you've ever had one of those weeks where like everything is going wrong, like everything.
Of course.
Like I don't know. It was like everything I tried to do, like it didn't work, or like technology didn't work. This didn't work. I tried to get here and I couldn't make it there. Like it was just like really annoying week.
Stuff, yeah.
And one of my sisters, like whenever I talked to her about stuff like that, she was like, well, it sounds like you're in like a spiritual warfare right now. And, you know, like all this stuff, like, you know, how long you been feeling like this? And I'm like, I've been feeling like this for a while. And it was really funny. And it's such a her thing to say, but it was actually messaging back and forth. And she said, and me and Gabriel had a conversation about it too. She was like, is there anybody that you're like holding on to like
A grudge.
a grudge against, or like harboring some resentment against, or, you know, is there somebody that you need to forgive? Or, you know, she was like, you have to think about things like that when you're going through like these seasons where you feel like that. She was like, sometimes that's what it is. And I was like, oh, actually, yes, I'm a grudge holder. I admit it. I hold grudges.
Yeah.
But I really hadn't, I had said that I had forgiven, you know, people and different type of things, but I don't think I really had, you know, so I had to like have a moment with myself, like later on that weekend. And I was like having my morning coffee and everything, and just like had like a big old prayer, and just started like, I started making it a point in the mornings to like pray for those people and like say like I'm forgiving them, and actually say like I'm forgiving them, and I'm forgiving them for this, I'm forgiving them for this, and you know, just all this stuff is like coming out that you don't even know that you're like harboring there, like things you actually forgot about, like you're like thinking those things, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I just found it interesting the way that I felt afterwards. I felt like so much more like at ease and peaceful, and just like a weight was lifted. And I don't know if that's what that week was about, but for me, that week was like about that. So
you know, I started my third-party coordinator for co-parenting, and we went back to the doctor that we had for our co-parenting class, and we had our first meeting, and she shoots you straight. I mean, she literally, like, you know, she doesn't tell you what you want to hear. She tells you what you need to hear. And so like we kind of went through like all, you know, like not everything, but like what are the issues? And, you know, I just come out in there, and she's like, well, Megan, like you need to grow. Like you're letting their actions and the things that they're doing, which are petty towards you, you need to grow, because you're letting them, you know, your peace is being, you're in control
letting
of
it
your
affect you.
Right. You're letting it
disturb you.
Yeah. And I said, you're right. And she was like, you know, Darian played the video from over a year ago, but it was like where I'd called his fiance or whatever. I called her at work, and, you know, said she was screwing my husband. And yeah, it's not one of my finer days. But, you know, the doctor was like, you know, Megan, like you just wanted her to feel how you had been feeling, like you were angry and you were upset. And I had to think like, she's right, you know, like, and she's like, what you need to know is like him stepping out on your marriage. It's not her fault. Like you don't know what he was telling her or what he has been telling her or how he's been manipulating her, even though you want to think like, okay, but she knew he was a married man. She knew like, and so, you know, he's in there going, I didn't cheat, you know, and then he's saying the timeline that they've been together, and he slipped up and he said they'd been together over 2.5 years. And I called him out, and I was like, well, we've only been separated like 2 years and some days, you know, it's not even, you know, it's just right over 2 years. And so, you know, it's clear that it overlapped. It's very clear whether they want to admit it or not. But it's like when you talk about forgiveness, which is what we're talking today, like I struggle, like I'm struggling to forgive, to like, everybody says like, oh, it's going to set you free. But I'm holding on to it. Like I'm human.
You're going to feel so much better
I know,
when you
but
finally
I don't know how to let it go.
And it's not for you, Megan. It's not for you. And that's the thing where people get stuck. Like, well, they don't deserve that. Or like they did all that to me, and they, you know, and they're not going to get away with that. And it's not them getting away with that. And it's not that they actually deserve your forgiveness. It's literally just for you. Like,
I think probably too, the fact that they keep denying it and they don't want to. Cause look, if you were at the gym and you were having a conversation and he was a married man and you exchanged Instagrams,
girl,
and
you're preaching to the choir over
and
here.
You're over here hearting each other's pictures for months before our separation, that is cheating. I don't care if you weren't physically intimate. That is emotional cheating.
But everybody has their definition
I get it,
of what
but
that
like,
means.
and I don't even know like if they admitted it or said they were sorry. Like if it would be, because I know he's never going to say he's sorry. He doesn't know how to apologize. And so,
what if he did tell you today that he was sorry? Like, would that make you feel any different?
Funny thing is, you know, when I was moving, I, in my panty drawer, found a letter that he had wrote me. And he dated it. And it was October 23 of 23. 11 p.m. at night. And I went back and read it because I had clearly kept it for some reason. And he's saying, you know, how sorry he is. And
he's apologized.
He, you know, how sorry he is, and things have played over and over in his head of all the wrongs that he's done to me and how much he loved me over the years. But I just like, I think I'm still holding on to anger. Like, I don't know. Like, I just can't let it go. Like, I can't. Like, I feel like, I don't know if it's because I feel like, did I waste 20 years? As much as I say, well, I got 2 great kids from it and I got a bonus son. Yeah. You know, like, I don't know.
Like the thing you're supposed to say.
Yeah. I'm saying like what I'm supposed to say and what I'm supposed to believe, but I don't think I really believe that. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm just human. Like, I put on this front, like I'm such a strong girl and like that nothing bothers me and, you know, and it doesn't matter. But, you know, like one of the issues that we talked about in that session was, well, why do you not like his fiance posting pictures of your daughter? And so I said, you know, like, I'm fine if they want to post them as a family or they want to, you know, but her posting pictures of just her and my daughter, it's not okay. Like, she's never going to be her mom. And she's like, well, Megan, her posting a picture, like, it doesn't symbolize, you know, her being her mom. Like, that is an internal thing that you need to work on.
It's something that's triggering you.
Right. It's triggering me. And she's like, it's petty. She's doing it to get back at you. And you can't fall into that trap. And I'm like, you're right. You know, like, here I have taken them back to court over her posting my kid on social media and, you know, like him not respecting me enough I've had multiple conversations like, hey, can you have her take that down? Nope, I'm not going to do it. Nope, I'm not going to do it.
And unfortunately, sometimes when we share with people what's triggering us or what's bothering us, they sometimes double down, you know?
Right.
And it just says more about them than you, but I hope that you do find it one day. Because, like, when I was sitting there and letting all that go, like, I really felt like I was letting all that go. Like, I cried. Like, I was like, I really do forgive him. You know what I mean? And I actually, Gabe and I were talking about it, and I was like, I think that we should even take it a step farther and actually be praying for them. You know what I mean? And I think that I want to pray for them, you know, our exes and stuff like that, that they become the parent that we want them to be. And we're really praying for that for our children, for, you know, it's going to be better for in the long run, instead of being like, no, they don't deserve my prayers. You know what I mean? It's more like something that's going to be fruitful for them as they get older, which is like really hard to do. But I don't know. And there's like different exercises that you can do, like that I think we've actually done one before, but not in this manner. But like, you can actually like write down what you forgive them for and write everything down that you're harboring inside and like write it all down and like let it go, like literally let it go, like burn it. You know what I mean? And like literally let it go. You know what I mean?
I think one thing that's helped me is in my current relationship that I'm in, like we are dealing with the same type of problem. It's just like opposite sex, right? And so we've never had like somebody really like just understand. He's never dated anybody that's understood his position and what's happening with his custody. And I had never really dated anybody that could understand how I was with somebody for 20 years and it was so toxic and abusive, and how did I stay? And I, you know, try to explain, but when you try to explain people, they're probably just like, oh, well, there's two sides to every story. And, you know, there's your side, their side, and then there's the truth. And that's all true, but it's hard to explain to people, like, how did I stay? You know, because I don't even know how I stayed. You know what I mean?
People do it all the time.
I know, but I look back and I'm like, how did we stay? You know what I mean? Like, I look back and I'm like, how did we go so long? And I don't really have an answer for it. I don't.
I think because we wanted better for our children, for me and mine. And I think we've had these conversations a lot. Like, we wanted that we never had as children. We wanted the 2-parent home. Gabe and I had this conversation too. Like, he was in the same boat. Like, we all, because we didn't get that, we fantasize that for our children. And we just hold on to that like fantasy because like that was something we never got to like fully experience. And so I think we just held on. And like the longer that you hold on to that fantasy, the longer that you hold on to the fantasy, because you're like, well, I've held on this long. Like, well, now I've wasted 10 years. Well, now I've wasted 15 years. Well, now I've wasted 20 years. You know what I mean? And then you're like really like death gripping it, white knuckling at that point, because you're like, now I'm going to have to admit that I just wasted like all of my 20s and all of my 30s and, you know, all of this like life for nothing. You know what I mean? Until one day you just can't, physically, you just can't do it anymore.
Yeah. I just like, I look back at my life.
And everybody's miserable, right?
Yeah.
Like the kids feel it. They had to be miserable. You're miserable. Like everybody is. And you're just, for what? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's just like most of it was just we weren't a good match for each other. We weren't. And a lot of toxic behaviors were happening. And when all those things combined, you can't come back from that stuff. Like some people can. I just couldn't do it. I think I held a grudge for 20 years.
And see, sometimes like people, this doesn't just go for relationships. Like it can go for friendships. It can go for siblings. It can go for parents, for sure. Like so many people hold on to things from their parents, and like maybe you with your real dad or something like that. Maybe you need to write those things down and let that go too, because maybe that's still seeping in somewhere. You know what I mean?
I think it too, like as a boss, you know what I mean? With your employees, it's like I've had times where, you know, I'd love to say I'm patient all the time, but I'm not, you know, and like when I have employees come to me and gripe at, you know, well, they're still in this lead or they're still in this lead, and I'm spending thousands of dollars a month on leads, you know, like I just like throw my hands up in the air. Like, I don't care who writes it. You know what I mean? Like somebody just needs to write it. Like if you saw like the year we had last year and how down we were, you know, like we're on the come up and, you know, like swinging back upwards, like someone just needs to write it. So I get it. It's just like, and that does not always received well. You know, like as a boss and employee relationship. So I know it's not just like, I think it's just because I, you know, went and had that meeting this week, and I just like, she was giving it to me. You know what I mean? Like she was letting me know, like, Megan, you need to grow more. You know, she was like,
we're never done growing. We're never going to be perfect. You know, that was just me like sitting there going, no, I've already said that I've forgiven him. Like, of course I said I've forgiven him. But when I'm like, Carrie, no, I'm mad at him. I'm still mad at him. I'm still can't stand your face. I can't stand your voice. Like, there's a reason. Like, I'm still harboring a lot of, you know, I'm just mad. You know what I mean? So just sitting there and like letting all that go and be like, okay.
Yeah.
I want you to be happy. I want you to be I want you to be financially successful one day. Like, I want that for you. I want you to be able to be the best dad that you can be. I want you to be able to be the best parent that you can be, so that one day you can step up and help. You know what I mean? It's silly for me to hold a grudge and want you to stay down. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because that's not going to benefit my kids. That's not going to help them one day. Like, they need to see that. I hope they see that one day. You know, I think they have a great, you know, it's funny, like they ask a lot of questions about Gabe now, you know, and they're just like real curious and love him, you know, and they'll ask a question about him and then they'll ask a question about, so they're like comparing. I can tell like in their little minds, like they're comparing, and I'm like, they deserve to see that, maybe be better on that end one day, but at least they see, you know, it somehow.
A good example.
Yeah.
I just, like in our household, like now with the girls, cause you know, we're like, it's 2 5-year-olds or whatever. So it's like oil and water. Sometimes they get along and they're hugging, and then they're fighting over the damn iPad. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, those growing pains and you know, blending a family. Like, I know you've went through that. So I don't know. I want for my ex, I'm hopeful, you know, cause I don't want to feel like, for that girl's sake, that, you know, he's never going to be able to love her properly because he hates me too much. Like, his hate for me as the mother of his children is greater than his love for her. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a sad place to be in. And I wouldn't want that for anybody. I don't care how much I dislike somebody. And you're
going to have to one day want that for him and her so that, you know, Spency can see it in that way too. You know what I mean? And that's a hard pill to swallow.
It is.
Because you're mad at him. We're still mad, you know, you can still be mad at him. It took my mom and dad, like, it's funny, like when Gabe and I started dating, he's like, wow, this is so awesome. Like, cause when he would come to my family, he doesn't really have a big family. He doesn't have
they've embraced
that dynamic or anything like that. So when it came around to holidays, he would like go to the Cowboys game or, you know, like he didn't. So now whenever we just go to my parents, and then he sees Dean coming in to, you know, my mom and my stepdad's home, and my dad just walks in, you know, makes a plate, goes to the fridge, pours tea, and Gabe's like, this is like awesome. I'm like, yeah, well, this took a long time. You're seeing something. You're seeing almost 30 years of divorce.
But I have that with DJ, you know, the oldest.
I think how long it took, and I think it took about 15 to 20 years, which is wild. But I'm like, this has not been this way forever at all. This was very toxic situation. You're getting they're tired, and they love that my dad can come over and they see the benefit now to us that we're not having to run and be stretched everywhere. You know what I mean? We don't have to leave their house early now to go see him and, you know, do all this. Now we can all just like be one, and we can pray together. We can, you know, argue together. We can, you know, toast together, eat together, you know, and even when he leaves, like my mom's husband will be like, where's Dean at? Where'd he go? Like, he didn't leave already, did he? Still go outside and smoke a cigarette and, you know, sit by the fire or whatever. So it's interesting how, you know, but it does come around. And I think that they're seeing now, like, oh, we can all play with the grandbabies now, you know? And that seems so crazy to us, like, to think of. And I'm sure my mom would never have imagined that in her life, because they had a very, very toxic relationship. And so if she can do it, maybe one day we'll all be able to, like, you know, get along. And, you know, my mom's like, I don't even see him as, I don't even remember, you know, I can't even believe we were even married. Like, it's so far removed from her brain.
I think too, like, I think the meeting for the thing that, like, I've started going to gymnastics, right? Because I'd kind of just avoided it. I didn't want the conflict. I didn't want the drama. And Spencer just kept asking me over and over again, are you going to come to my gymnastics? And the athlete in me was like, never wanted to miss anything of Spencer's. You know what I mean? Like, my dad was my number one fan. He never, in high school, never missed a cross country meet, a basketball game, or
I don't
track
like to
meet.
miss anything.
You know what I mean? So it just was killing me not to be there. But then when I went,
why were you not going?
Just because, you know, my ex was there with his fiance, and so it just, like, they would
you were just avoiding that,
right? And so I just didn't want to be around it. And so now I'm starting to go, but Spencer's super timid. Like, if I go up to her, like, after it's over and she's in front of my ex, like, she acts like she's, you know, doesn't want to talk to me or give me a hug or a kiss.
It's like they don't understand how to coexist with both of us.
No. And I talked to her when this, you know, she came home, and I said, hey, mommy, you know, like, I want to know, like, why are you acting like you don't know me at gymnastics? And she said, I'm scared. And that, like, was heart-wrenching. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what do you mean you're scared? She's like, well, I don't want daddy to be mad at me because I'm talking to you. And it's like that because of the conflict that we've had in front of her.
And y'all have got to figure out a way to make her feel safe enough that she can feel like her authentic self and come up and love you and love him and not feel like she's picking one over the other.
It's just like when we have conversations, and if I just give her the phone, she goes and kikis and ha-has with her dad, and he used to hold the phone for her, and then she acts like she doesn't want to talk to me. And I just finally said, look, like, give her space. Like, let her have a conversation with me. Stop holding the phone for her. Like, let her, you know, like, unless we're in the car together, you know, like, I just give her the phone and let her have a conversation with you. You know, she's 5, so her attention span is about yay big. And some days she wants to talk more than others. Some days she's swimming or she's busy, but it's just getting in that, like, little bit of conversation, you know. So it just, I don't know. Like, I've got to get there. Like, I have to get there for Spencer. I don't know how I'm going to get there.
Maybe
like,
it should just be a big topic in counseling, like tools and steps to take.
And I don't even really talk to him now, except
Yeah,
if like
I
it's
don't-
something over finances. You know,
I don't talk
but then
to-
that becomes like such a big like fight.
I don't
and
talk to
such
my
a
ex at all.
Yeah, back and forth. And so like we don't talk,
Mm-hmm.
you know, unless it's like it would be like an emergency or like something over money. And then that becomes such an issue, which was also an issue in our marriage. And so it's like this stuff is spilling over into co-parenting. And so it's like, how do I learn to trust somebody that,
And you don't want to, we don't want our girls or our kids to be like, you know, feel like we feel as adults. You know what I mean? Like the unsafe, the hyper independent, all the things where you're like reading the room to read how that person's mood is today. And then how do I have to adjust and all that stuff. Like that's just such a bad way to live your life forever.
it
you
is.
know?
And I want for men and women to start, like, regardless of how you feel personally about them and what went wrong in your relationship and anything underneath the sun that they did to you, like, start respecting, you know, the other person as the parent. Because I'm seeing it from the other side too with the relationship that I'm, you know, in. Like, he's a great dad. He's a great dad. My boyfriend now is, you know, like, she lights up when she sees him. You know what I mean? And so, and I know that Spencer is a daddy's girl. I was a daddy's girl, and I want her to be a daddy's girl because
want that form because it's going to give her a good
sense of self, like good security.
It gives them good security. That's what girls, we don't need a girl with daddy issues. We need a girl that feels, you know, confident and knows like, I'm good. Like my daddy would do that. You don't have to do that for me. Like that. We want our girls like, so like, where she's not going to be impressed by like
shiny objects,
breadcrumbs. You know, she's not going to be impressed by that. Like they're going to have to come with a little bit more for them is my goal.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to have to do some soul searching. Like I really am going to have to work and dig deep.
I
honestly.
really hope that you do. And it will take time. You know, it could take time. It's not the easiest, best feeling.
Yeah. It's not easy to say like, I'm hurting.
I think it's also like what came up for me when I was like, you know, forgive him for this. I forgive him for this, forgive him for this. I started like in my prayer saying, and I want you to forgive me for this and forgive me for this. And like saying things that I wanted to be forgiven for because I'm not perfect in that. There wasn't just all. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. Like, so I have to stop acting like he's just, you know, and I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? I'm sure I wasn't easy. You know, had so much like childhood trauma and avoidant and, you know, all the things. So, I know that it wasn't probably the easiest. So that was like my week last week that I didn't tell you about, but it was, I mean, it was it felt a lot better. I felt a lot better since that. And I'm trying to like carry that on like daily. Because I think you just have to keep doing it so you'll believe it yourself.
Well, and I just like I had to start like giving in and like I learned in counseling, you know, like the negative self-talk, you know, like why is he doing this to me? Why is she doing this to me? Why won't they, you know, leave me alone? Why don't I feel like I want to leave them alone? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I've made up so many scenarios in my head. Like I'm going to go TP her Halloween decorations. And I'm like,
Megan,
like,
you can't do that.
I'm like, no, I'm
Megan,
going to.
Don't do that.
Literally, like I dream about it. Like I'm going to go TP their house, you know, like
stop it,
girl. Like
you're like dreaming about it. We gotta burn this letter. We gotta let it go. You're going to feel when you don't give a crap about what they're doing. Like we don't need to know what they're doing. We don't care what they're doing. Like wish them well.
I don't really care what they're doing. I just want I guess I just want things to be easy with co-parenting, and it's just like we're so far away from that. We're so far removed from that, you know.
Well, hopefully this mediator and everything like that will help, you know, be that advocate that y'all both need, like to try to find some sort of middle ground. And I think that maybe like everything that y'all are, you know, talking about and everything, just trying to run that through a funnel first of like, is this good for Spencer? Does this pertain to Spencer? Does this affect Spencer?
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't, you know.
Yeah. True that.
Yeah, you just got to shake it off.
Shake it off.
It's not easy.
No.
I've been trying to shake it off every day, and I'm like, why do I still feel like that? You know what I mean? Like, why am I still upset?
I know. The doctor, she was like, you need to stop being mad at her, be mad at him, because it was his marriage and he betrayed you.
It's true. You shouldn't be mad at her.
She didn't, she didn't betray you.
And you don't know what she was handed or told, you know?
Right. So.
That's the crazy part. Like, you have no idea. You might never know.
It is what
you might know, you might not.
Goodness, girl, I got to work on forgiveness.
We got to get you into forgiveness, Megan. I didn't know it was that deep right now. I mean, you were like
harboring.
Yeah.
I didn't know either until I went. You know, I went and I was just like, I left there thinking like, I'm fucked up.
Do you still go to counseling?
No.
Maybe you should just go like every now and then and tell them like this is
I need a
what
good counselor, but I need a counselor that's gonna like make an impact on me, and that's why I wanted.
What do you think that a counselor like? What would you be looking for?
I don't want like just somebody that's gonna listen to me. I need someone to tell me like how.
You need somebody to tell you.
Yeah, like I need someone to tell me like do this, like don't do this. You know what I mean? Because when I try to just like, I don't need another Carrie in my life. I've got a Carrie. You know what I mean? She's my bestie. Like I don't need another summer.
Girl. Every now and then I'm like,
no, but I mean, like if I wanted to just, you know, call somebody and vent or whatever.
Yeah, you're like, I got
you,
those.
but like, you know, there's been times that I call them like, talk me off the ladder, help, send help, red flag, help. I'm having a meltdown, you know, and you're like, don't do that.
Please don't do that.
But I don't want that in a counselor. I need someone to give me like
tools.
Yes, tools.
You need a toolbox. So, I mean, they need to be able to give you like, when this happens, this is something that you can try. Right. You need tangible like advice.
I do. Yeah.
You do. We got to put that at top of our list to find.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe this through the third party coordinator, like it's going to open up like and make me look at myself like even deeper, harder than I have. I know I've made a lot
That's not a bad thing. That's such a great thing.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean, I've looked at myself and I know I've made leaps and bounds, but I have so much further to go. Like so much further to go. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but at least you've made this much progress.
Yeah.
And it can keep on going.
Keep on keeping on, sister.
Keep on keeping on, girl. We just got to let it go. Let it go. Just be like Elsa. Let it go.
Yeah. This is true.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good, Maggie.
Forgiveness in our hearts. Help. Well, we love you guys. Thanks for joining in with us today at Got Her Back Podcast. Follow us on all our socials. And I'm Megs Unfiltered.
Inspired by Carrie.
Bye.
Bye.